right, guys, well, today we're gonna go ahead and get after the Volkswagen manual transmission, and we need to replace the axle. I think it's the axle shaft seal that goes in on the driver's side. There are two different gaskets. The passenger side is a completely different design. I've already replaced that one years ago, and now we're going to do the driver's side because it has a pretty consistent slow drip and leaves us with an empty transmission. So let's get after it. Volkswagen Jetta. Basically what needs to take place, we've already got the fender well and the wheel removed. We need to get our special tool set for the German cars, and basically we're going to start working on these bolts, and we'll get the axle shaft loosened up, and hopefully we can dangle it out of the way and we can access the seal. But supposedly this is the correct seal. I ordered it off Rock Auto. It seems like it might be the right one, not 100% sure. There's the part number and the info, but might have to go down to the auto parts store in order to get the correct seal. But hopefully it's this one and we got it right the first time. I'm gonna go ahead and put the time lapse on and just keep working at this. Before I get to work on this guy, you can see the fluid coming right here after it flanges up against the side of the transmission. As you can see, it is just soaking wet because when this thing is spinning and you're flying down the highway, it throws fluid all under your undercarriage. So we got to wipe this guy down and start cleaning it up. But I wanted y'all to see this leak doesn't just come straight out of the transmission. It kind of goes everywhere and covers the whole gearbox. So, and also further down the car. So it's one of those leaks where it kind of slowly drips off, even though it leaks quite a bit. So pretty nasty, messy situation. We've already done the passenger side in the past. We had that like flat out completely fail, and this one is just consistently dripping, and it leaks out our whole transmission in a matter of a few weeks of driving. So it gets down to pretty much nothing. But let's go ahead and see if we can't get these broken loose and get them off. As you guys can see, we put a flathead in the brake rotor and then kind of locked it up with this cloth. And then now we're simply, after we broke them loose, now we got to unscrew these giant bolts, and they're pretty big. And there you have it. You can see they're a little over 2 inches in length. We'll carefully put those off to the side, and then since we have them loose, we can just rotate it around and loosen them one by one. All right, so we got all of those removed. I went ahead and used a bungee and really stretched it to get access to our flange. And this is right up on the driver's side. So as you can see right in there, there appears to be a big, large Allen bolt. So I need to figure out what size that is. There are not any videos on this transmission. It keeps raining on and off, so this is what we're having to do. Tossing an umbrella on the side of the jack. That's one way to use a jack pole. And so far where we are at is gotten to the point where we just barely broke that Allen bolt loose. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the drain on the bottom of the transmission, drain out what little fluid is left in there because it has been leaking. I'm sure there's only maybe like half a quart or something. It's probably something ridiculous. And we'll go ahead and get that flange popped off. This is where we're currently at. Hard to see, but we got the seal, and as expected, it's a lot bigger than the one we received in the mail. Please, Lord, be the right one that we need. If you guys have been to an auto parts store like O'Reilly's, AutoZone, or Advance, they do not carry these in stock, and the ones that they have in their system are not the correct ones. So really hopeful Rock Auto is going to do us right, and we are going to be set for success. Okay, all right, this is great so far. That feels perfect. Awesome. So once again, here is the seal that we yanked out, and then here is a side-by-side comparison of the one that we're going to be replacing. The only kicker that I think might be a little bit more even beneficial is this one. As you guys can see, the one that we just got in that's brand new it's ribbed with these little kind of, I mean, they're ribs basically, like little indentations along the outer edge on the circumference of the gasket. And the OEM one, as you guys can see, has 0 ribs and it really just relies on a little bit of cushion here. But the real thing that seals the fluid in there is this gasket on the inside here, and that little spring band that goes around is what actually, you know, creates that necessary tension on the actual final drive, or the yoke that's coming off and turns into the flange. So let's go ahead and oil this up and get it installed and reverse the process. Cram this in here to prevent moisture. And this is something we're going to have to do by hand. And really feel it out. Typically when it comes to these seals, we want to make sure that everything is free of debris. So running our finger around, or even getting our pinky in here and carefully running it around is very important, and it allows us to make sure we grab any residual remnants of the old gasket. Take our flashlight here, and it looks nice and clean. I'm gonna go ahead and lube up the new seal with some fresh gear oil. There's a moment of truth here. We have a generous amount of a nice healthy amount of oil on our new seal. We just carefully want to get it started. It's a bit hard because these seals typically need to be pressed in evenly. I'm using a healthy amount of pressure to make sure it's getting seated all the way around evenly, which is very important. I put some extra gear oil on my finger, and we want this to get in there just a little bit more. We're almost there, but it really doesn't take too much. A lot of people end up banging on this trim and end up damaging the casing of the metal, which is no good. What we're feeling here is making sure that our lip is nice and even. Thankfully, our thumb and the leverage I get from being out here, from out underneath the vehicle, this really helps me kind of press it in. But this is feeling good, because it's easy to damage these seals if you get too aggressive. So just watch that. Now we just gave this thing an oil bath to make sure that it's going to be nice and clean. And I need to carefully rotate it into place, because this is where that gasket's going to be. That gasket's going to ride right on that. And so I oiled it up really, really good, which is important. We want lots of clean gear oil on that guy. And then we can come in with our very, very important bolt. This is extremely important, which is going to retain that, which, as you guys saw, that's what we pulled out in the first place. Now let's carefully put this guy in.
What's happening in there?
I am fixing the transmission on the Volkswagen.
I can see the videotape.
Yeah.
And so, how's it going, Dad?
It's going good. Hopefully we can.
And I had a new trick, Eddie. Do you want to see?
We just gotta tighten this up all the way.
There's a swing, Eddie.
Get this lined up all the way. Once you get this at this point, we want to make sure it's nice and tight. So we oiled up this guy real good, and it feels like we are where we need to be. Let's go ahead and rotate it a little bit. And it is a standard rotation pattern, so clockwise is tightening, counterclockwise is loosening, in case anybody's wondering about this retaining bolt that keeps this flange and yoke assembly in the gearbox. I need to carefully let this down. So we only have, I think, 6 of these, and each of them has this little reinforcement bar that runs in between 2 of them at a time, and it's easier to just rotate this. All right, that time it turned. Let's grab one of our clean bolts, make sure the threads are clean. See if we can work this guy. There we go. And let's carefully twist that in there. It's kind of like putting lug nuts on a wheel. You want to get them all in by hand first, and then start getting your wrench and torquing on them. Well, now we can take our 17 Allen key, fit it up in here, hook it up to our new breaker bar, and we're gonna go lefty loosey. We should be able to drain out the remaining fluid. There it is. Still had a decent amount of fluid in the gearbox. Doesn't look like we're having no more chippies. We've been running this thing with clean fluid regularly. Because of the leak, I've had to change the fluid a few different times within the last couple thousand miles. Just carefully screw this back in, start tightening. That should be good enough. We got our transmission fluid drained. Let's go ahead and we'll pop the reverse sensor switch, and we'll go ahead and fill it up with 1.8 quarts, which we got here. We're going to be using Synchro Mesh from Pennzoil. This is good stuff. With the reverse sensor removed, we can take our clear hose and our Synchro Mesh, and you're going to put in 1.8 quarts. Just line up our hose and then flip it on over just like this. And I'm pushing it up against the the sensor hole, and it's a perfect fit to where we're able to squeeze in our synchro mesh nice and smooth. And it's a pretty small hole, so you got to be patient and just take your time with it. Kind of burp it a little bit, let it breathe. Fill the hose back up, and it'll flow right into your gearbox. That's it. I'm gonna go ahead and pop the sensor back in, and we should be able to take this for a test drive, and hopefully, God willing, we don't have this thing leaking anymore.